to talk about cookie butter again?
Dude, you know it.
Bruh, I can't get over that last time. Excuse me. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's staying safe from the coronavirus. I can't wait for the day where I open my videos without that opening again, because, well, obvious reasons. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. I deleted one of my audio inputs from last time, so hopefully I won't sound as terrible as I did last week. Because we all know what happens last week. I'm starting to sweat already. Let me turn my fan on, but that's going to cause more audio glitches, so there, it's in front of my PC. I got my co-host, Variety Miles, back again.
Hello.
I also have Wattpad author, Mercy Madness, aka Kristen, which, happy birthday, by the way. Congratulations to becoming 21, legal drinking age.
Thank you. It's not that special, trust me.
Well, one of these days you're going to be looking back at your life wishing that you could be 21 again, so you might want to savor it. I mean, to be fair, I never really got much of an opportunity to celebrate my 20th birthday, and that is thanks to COVID, so...
Rest in...
I feel that.
Yeah.
Hopefully this pandemic will be over by the time I'm 21, because I've had a lot of life since I was 20.
You know, it's really funny, because, like, you know, the thought of being 21, it's awesome, because more so about, aside from the part of drinking, you can actually, like, you know, travel without, like, limitations. But, like, I start to realize, like, the older you get, the less, like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, oh my god, I'm 13, I'm gonna be 14 the year after that. You, like, get so excited from growing up. I swear, it's like, once you hit past, like, the 18 mark, it's just, like, besides, like, 21, you don't want to get any older. It's just like, you know what? I got to the part where I'm an adult. Now I don't want to get any older, because I know it's going to suck more and more from there on out. It's like, I don't want it to happen.
I know. It's always that, yeah, no, because I was always looking forward to my birthdays when I was a little kid, just because, well, you know, little kids like to be attention hogs, but not so much Nor. I hate attention.
Yeah, it's like, when you're a kid, it's like you want everybody to know it's your birthday, but like when you're older, you're just like, you want to be a hidden secret because you don't want to make it a big deal, because you just feel embarrassed.
Yeah, I feel embarrassed about a lot of things, and, you know, having a birthday is one of them.
Yeah.
It's just, especially since you never, like, ask for it or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there. It's another reason for you to have to call a bunch of people.
Alright.
That's one thing I hate about my birthday.
Okay. Well, speaking of reasons, let me give you one good reason to why you should follow me on Newgrounds. Early access to this podcast on Newgrounds. Nobody ever does, but it's kind of like a fallback platform. So go follow me over on Newgrounds if you want to listen 24 hours early, at the very least. So yeah, no more shameless plugs. Also, link to Kristen's Wattpad in the description. Oh, someone's calling me. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this novel that you're writing?
I honestly don't even know where to begin on something like this. Because, like I told you, it's pretty controversial.
Oh.
I mean, everything's kind of in the description itself. It's Civil War based romance novel. Northerner gets stuck in the South, ends up falling in love with a Southerner, and then it's still a work in progress, so I still have to figure out a way to get them out of there. But, you know, it's okay so far. I don't know if you've read any parts of it, but it's getting there.
I have. I think I read the beginning.
Yeah, those first couple chapters I'm going to have to work on again, but
Mm-hmm.
They're up and they're there, so.
How many chapters is it supposed to have?
Well, I believe I have 24 parts of it published. I have a total of 31 in the Word document.
Okay, so we're starting off a Word document and then posting it onto this Wattpad page?
Yes.
I see. Looks like I see 23 currently. I have it open in another tab here. I see 23 currently. What sparked the idea of writing this novel? Like, how did you come up with the idea, like, I'm going to write a novel of the Civil War? What sparked the idea?
Well, I'm a history major, and that's the very end of the parts that I want to study.
Okay.
And I figured not many people write about it, so why not?
Yeah, to be fair, there's way too many math majors out there, so we definitely need something with like a little bit of interest in a major.
Yeah, very
'Cause-
true. Also, a lot of teachers.
yeah,
Oh, yes, lots of teachers.
whatchamacallit, apparently my friend that goes to a local university that I don't go to, apparently he says like statistically that I think one of the two most popular majors is I think psychology if I remember correctly and criminology. I don't know why. Maybe it's just like people getting inspired by CSI shows. I don't know, but like I guess it's just something that just sounds a lot cooler than just your typical like engineering job. I don't know. So I guess I could respect that, but it is pretty interesting how that's like one of the most popular majors.
What, criminology?
Criminology, yeah, it sounds pretty cool. I don't know too much about it, but I think that's one of the more popular majors at the local university.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it either. Do you know what kind of career paths you could end up achieving by having a criminology major?
I'm sure you can work inside uh which I can't believe this is such an easy term and I don't even know what it is. Um like like a deputy's office. I don't know. Like you could work for I guess police departments.
Mm-hmm.
Technically with just being a detective, like helping out a detective find its case. I don't know too much about it, like I said, but all I know is you just work with crime and solving crime. Pretty simple, but
I see. Yeah, I could kind of see how that could lead to like a police officer job. Yeah, definitely in the future. See how that a police officer job.
and psychology, I don't know too much about. I'm guessing it's similar to teaching. Maybe you're like more doing more therapy stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, I
That's
feel like
my guess.
the psychology and the sociology are some of the biggest majors, especially with everything right now. I feel like if you were a psychologist in the middle of COVID, you'd probably be making bank right now.
Oh, what do psychologists do in the middle of COVID?
Well, I mean, you're working with people. One, you're able to work with them over the phone. You're not like you can't physically diagnose them, but you can see their um like you can kind of talk to them and figure out maybe what it is they're going through. I mean, you're basically a therapist.
I guess that
And
makes some sense.
I think the COVID as a whole is just kind of like I think people are more depressed overall because it's not like you can just like go to somewhere you enjoy all the time. So I'm sure they're bringing a lot more clients or being more booked with that kind of stuff. Like one of my favorite things to do is definitely like going out long road trips, especially to theme parks. I know Kristen can relate.
Yes.
She is a Disneyland fanatic. I I love going to basically any theme park that has roller coasters, and I feel like I try to go at least a couple months, once every couple months. But like that, as of recently, like if I don't have that, which basically everything in California is closed, it's just like, dang, I almost have nothing to look forward to. And not, obviously that's no excuse for depression. I'm not depressed about that, but it's kind of I could see like the whole concept of like I guess things being closed can kind of make people kind of like lose their interest of looking forward to anything. So that makes sense. And what's interesting? Speaking of, I guess jobs and stuff like that, people thriving. I know, of course, it's not a good thing. I know a lot of people have lost their jobs, but I don't think people talk a lot about like I guess the businesses that thrive too. Now that COVID's happening, I know whatchamacallit. Well, we all know that I guess like a lot of flight companies are kind of dying, but I guess businesses such as Netflix and Hulu probably are making bank right now.
Yeah, well, Netflix not so much because of cuties.
Cuties. How come I've never? I know everybody keeps talking about that. How come I've never heard of that?
I'm not going to get into too much detail now because it's actually extremely controversial. It's extremely horrible. But I was going to say something about how I feel kind of bad for amusement park workers because all the amusement parks are probably closed right now because of COVID, and now they don't have any way of making money.
That is okay. That sucks. You know, it's
no.
really. I was reading this article or something. I've been trying to keep up to date with I keep every single couple of weeks or couple of days I'll put it in my search bar. When is Six Flags gonna open? When is Six Flags gonna open? And then it keeps going from Governor Newsom keeps saying, oh yeah, it's gonna happen this week. It's gonna happen this week. Then all of a sudden, apparently, it's just I get another article that just says, oh, he says we're just going to take our time on this. And now apparently a lot of theme park workers in the LA area are getting really fed up with it and frustrated. I mean, I guess I could see frustration from both sides. Obviously, it's health and concern versus people's livelihoods.
Yeah. The website just says right now it's temporarily closed. It says temporary park closure. Six Flags Magic Mountain is temporarily closed. Following local regional COVID-19 health directives, we will open as soon as it's safe to do so. So yeah, right now it's kind of all the great unknown. I don't even think it was a good idea to open 3 months ago. If you want my honest opinion, you never should have opened it up 3 months ago.
Wait, they opened it? I did not know that.
Well, they didn't open 3 months ago. I'm just saying, if you plan on doing it, wouldn't have been a good idea.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Even if they did open it now, sorry.
Well, one of the things that I look at is right now with Disney gave Newsom the biggest middle finger that I've ever seen from a company like that. And because they have all of their other parks open except for California.
Oh, you're right.
California is the only state that has not allowed Disney, Knott's Berry Farm, Six Flags. We're the only state that hasn't allowed everything like that to reopen.
You serious?
Yeah. But Disney, so Disney's even saying we haven't had any issues anywhere around the world in any of our theme parks. Every single theme park around the world for Disney is open except in California.
So it's open in Florida. It's open in wherever the hell else Disney is. Because I know they got multiple theme parks, but I don't exactly remember which parts of America they have other theme parks. I know there's one in Florida.
One's in China.
Okay.
Yeah,
China.
there's two in China. There's Hong Kong, Shanghai, then there's Tokyo, and Paris. And then of course Florida and California.
I see.
And I'll be completely honest, looking at all the other Disneylands, we've got the short end of the stick in terms of size. Because have you ever seen how Disney World operates and all the other ones compared to Disneyland? You can literally walk around the entire Disneyland park in not even an hour. But I've heard stories of people that went to Disney World. They apparently can't get to all 5 parts of it. They'll go to Disneyland for an entire week, and they still won't be able to travel to all 5 different locations inside Disney World because it's so large.
Oh yeah, it's impossible. We were there. I was there for a week in 2011, so this was before Pandora opened and all that. Yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's that big?
It's pretty big from what I hear.
Maybe we'll just be the Pete's who travel to Florida someday just to go to Disney World.
I will say, California definitely has some pretty good rides and some pretty good theme parks. Their theming is amazing, but when it comes to Florida, in terms of size, they have so much landmass compared to California that they can actually work off of. We're so limited on what we can expend in terms of rides and themes. But Florida has it all because they're literally in smack dab in the middle of nowhere where there's no property being spent or being limited.
So they have a bigger park, but they don't have better rides. We have the better rides, but they have the better park.
Let's just say it this way. I can't, like I said, I've never actually been on any theme parks in Florida. But from what I hear, I mean, theming's pretty good in California, but in terms of size, everything's just more spread out, and everything's just a lot bigger and less dense in Florida. So it almost feels like you actually have more to do there. Or
see.
I guess in terms of theming, we just from what I hear, I don't know if this is true, but apparently we just have more to offer in terms of theming in California.
I
So,
see. Though we do have some pretty good rides over here in California, like especially in California Adventure. I think some of the rides there might be actually better than legit Disneyland. Like remember the Tower of Terror from Grad Night and California Screamin'? I know it wasn't open, but excuse me, that's still a pretty good one. Which do you guys know this? You guys know the status of the update that is going through right now?
update of what?
They're turning
Disneyland?
it into like an Incredibles ride. Let me look it up.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Incredicoaster.
okay. Okay, so Incredicoaster is open. Well, right now it's not, but it is open. It's functional. You're basically the storyline behind it is someone has to watch Jack Jack, and Edna ends up watching Jack Jack and loses the baby. So you're on Incredicoaster trying to get Jack Jack.
And do you end up getting them?
Yes, at the very end, Edna finds him a gigantic cookie because he turns into a gigantic baby.
Mm-hmm. And which one is Edna again? Was it the one with the blue hair?
Edna's the short one. She's the costume designer.
Interesting. I don't remember anything about The Incredibles. It's one of the few Pixar movies that I haven't seen, Incredibles. Or I've seen it, but I don't remember it. If you want my opinion, I was never into it.
Okay, well, you know what? I will say that I think that the retheming was a good idea because, like, even though it wasn't in Disneyland, I feel like that was like one of their few rides that, like, even though it's a big one, it kind of stuck out. It didn't seem like a Disney ride, but I'm glad that they actually like added something like Disney related to actually make it seem like it was a part of the theme park. Even though I never got to ride it, it that definitely seems like a pretty cool addition.
Have you ever rode California Screamin' before it came in Incredicoaster?
No, unfortunately,
I did.
remember. Oh, you did what?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I
both
did
did.
one time. I got to do it one time before it actually shut down. And it was my grad night. I got to do it.
Oh, lucky. Let me ask. In terms of like, comparing it to like a theme park such as Six Flags, like where would you say like it rates in terms of like thrill? Is it anything like relatable, comparable to like any of the rides at like a theme park like Six Flags?
Okay, well, I'm not going to compare it to something like X2 or Goliath, but
Yeah.
it's probably, it's not a big coaster, so it's kind of tight. I would
Mhm.
probably say like Twisted Colossus is the closest in terms of, one, the pain factor from it being a half wooden, half steel coaster.
Oh yeah.
You only go upside down once, so that is kind of a downside.
Yeah.
But you do go through that iconic loop.
Mhm.
But I mean, the closest thing is probably Twisted Colossus.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. You're lucky that you guys got to ride it. I remember I think for me and Jonah's grad night, I think they started the theming for Incredicoaster like whatchamacallit. Yeah, they started the theming like around the same time that we had a grad night, and they like literally closed the coaster down like 2 weeks before we actually went. So like any of the kids who had their grad night 2 weeks before us were fortunate to ride it, but we were stuck inside California Adventure, with basically everything, all the rides, but I guess California Screaming / Incredicoaster, because apparently some kid, I forgot what he did, but he was like some kid from the year before smoked weed or something inside Disneyland. So if you wanted to go to Disneyland, you had to pay like an extra $100 or something, which was stupid.
Yeah, that's what you and Austin did. I remember
Yeah.
that, and I just stayed in California Adventure, and we just chillaxed over there. But I just thought it was stupid that like the entire like the class of 2017 got like everything cool. Like they got the Air and Space Museum for their prom. I think we were supposed to get like a cruise ship or something, but we ended up getting Balboa Park. Wait, what?
I can guarantee you right now, the Air and Space Museum is not somewhere you want to hold your prom.
Really?
I did homecoming at my second high school at the Air and Space Museum. It's nothing special. If they had done prom at the Science Museum, like the Science Center Museum that's in Balboa, over by that really big fountain, that one's way cooler.
That's where we had our prom.
I'm just saying. Yes, prom at the Science Museum because they had a whole bunch of exhibits open and you could actually go do things.
Wow. I mean, Miles, when we went, we had the. I know we had the dessert bar with the frosted Oreos and all that. I know we had the poker table. We had the thing on the roof where there was a live band playing. But as for that, I don't really remember like too many things that were open when we had our prom over at Balboa
All
Park.
all I know is that let's see. Let's just put it this way. Unless you had a date, it was super boring. And you were stuck inside there for like what? Like you were in it felt like it was at least like 80, 85 degrees in there, and they wouldn't even let you leave until like a certain time. So it was kind of boring.
Okay, the last part I don't remember.
Yeah.
Not being allowed to leave until after a certain time.
Uh-huh.
I actually don't remember that.
Yeah.
That
But I got
was I want
yeah.
to say that was like a precautionary thing because they did that with when so I went to prom,
Mhm.
but I also went to prom the next year
Huh.
when you guys went to oh, where was it? The Natural History Museum. So
Right.
I went to that prom
Huh.
the year after I graduated, but the year before I went to prom and they did the same thing. It's a precautionary thing just to make sure that your students aren't going to go like because I mean, we were all exhausted afterwards, so it's kind of like tire you out at the dance, and then you can't go out and be all hyper and everything like that to go drinking.
That makes sense because I mean, half of us are still minors anyway, and they would technically be responsible for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. Yeah, prom wasn't anything still like it wasn't anything too crazy, in my opinion. I think that the grad night was more so worth it. And if you think about it, um, like we can complain all we want about not having Disneyland, but think about it. The class after us, 2 years after Kristen's, they had Universal Studios, and then which
Yeah.
and then the class right after that, they don't even get to go because of COVID. So I mean, we can complain
Oof.
all we want, but I mean, it just keeps getting shittier every single year. Let's just put it that way.
Honestly, yeah, you're right. I actually never even thought of that. I remember it was kind of a bummer that we didn't get Disneyland, but honestly, if you want my honest opinion, California Adventure has some of the better rides. Like the Tower of Terror was amazing. I don't know if they have something like that at Disneyland. The Tower of Terror was amazing. What else did we have? The Cars ride
Oh,
was.
when you guys
Wait, go on.
when you
Sorry.
guys went to grad night, it should have been Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah, it
It
was
was.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Um.
because our grad night, they told us it was going to be open, and it didn't open for another 2 weeks.
Oh, so you didn't even get. Wait. So wait, was it rethemed? Was it being rethemed to Guardians of the Galaxy at the time?
Yeah, it was being rethemed
Oh.
to Guardians, but they were still running tests on it. And so it didn't open for like another 2 weeks when they had told the grad night students, like after a specific date, that it was going to be open for your grad night. And it wasn't open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least, yeah. Honestly, I guess we both kind of had it shitty because, like, you didn't have Tower, we didn't have California Screaming. I guess we both kind of had it shitty to an extent. Um, but you know what? I think what's interesting though is that the new Tower of Terror, it's not like really creepy anymore. Kind of just it's just kind of like you're almost like in an action movie. You kind of get the adrenaline boost, and you're kind of like you're going up and down. It's nothing too like eerie, but it's kind of like more like an action, like you're in an action movie. But I hear that they still have like the original Tower of Terror in Florida, which it's like a little bit different too. You don't go up and down. Apparently, they send you through like some like room, and it's like completely dark.
I think you still go up and down, but the difference is between Tower of Terror and Guardians of the Galaxy is Guardians of the Galaxy is fun. Tower of Terror has that horror effect that I like,
Yeah.
and it was fun, but you only got one drop. With
Really?
Guardians, yeah, we
Oh.
I think you got like more than one drop. I think you get like a couple, but with
Uh-huh.
Guardians, your ride car never stops moving.
Yeah. I will have to give it points for that.
Yeah, because I remember How many drops did we get? I remember because the doors kept opening up and you see pictures of like Gamora and Groot and all them, and it was just drop down, then you go back up again.
No,
Because yeah, I
yeah,
definitely remember multiple drops.
yeah, no, we like went up like 3 times in total. Like two, we like went up 2 levels, and on the third level, we got to see like the cameras. We got to see like the actual like entire uh sky and everything that's around us. Which I will admit was kind of terrifying.
Hmm.
And it took us our pictures, and then we went back down.
Yeah, because I remember we got our pictures taken on the very top, where it opens up. You
Yeah.
can see the park for just a second before you see the blinding flash.
Mhm.
And didn't that one have like the longest wait time? Didn't we like wait like 30 minutes for it or something? Because
Yeah,
I remember
something like that.
I remember we waited like an absurd amount of time for the Tower of Terror or the
So
Guardians of the Galaxy ride. Sorry.
did you guys were you guys only allowed in California Adventure?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yes, but I mean, you could go to Disneyland, but you had to pay an extra $100, which me and my friend Austin did.
And you guys were 2018?
2018.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it
My
was
my
pretty
class would
unfortunate.
have been the one to screw it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they told us. But
Yeah, yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, I don't know. Well, honestly, it's like at least we're not stuck at home. We're having to go to Universal because I'm sure somebody in our class probably screwed it up for the class afterwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have happened. That would have been bound to happen. Someone from our class probably screwed it up for them too. I think they got stuck with. Wait, was it Universal Studios did like? Because I think there was like another one that they wanted to do as well, and so they did like a poll or something.
Oh yeah, they want to do a poll between Universal Studios, or I think it might have been California Adventure. I don't remember. No, yeah, no, it wasn't California Adventure because I think they got banned out at California Adventure too. So
Again.
it was No, yeah, no. So it wasn't just Disneyland. They couldn't go to either one apparently. So from
Wow.
what I heard, so they had to do a poll between Universal Studios or something else. I can't remember for the sake of me.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I will
Here,
say,
I
yeah.
can get someone to answer that question right now, actually.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hey,
we're doing
Aaron.
some.
All right. When you did grad night, was your ASB given a poll to see where they wanted to go?
No.
No, so it was just Universal?
Yep.
Okay, so it looks like it was just Universal that they had a choice
Wow.
in.
Okay. I must be confused for something else. Maybe they did that for our class. I don't know.
Oh, you're on the
Yeah.
phone with someone.
It could have been one of the two.
Hang on though. Universal Studio. I kind of want to. Hang on. Universal Studios. You know, I kind of want to go to Universal Studios. Honestly, I feel like that's something that we should do when COVID's over. We should go to Universal Studios and check out all of the. Kristen, have you been there before?
Yes, I was a pass holder to Universal.
Oh, nice. What was it like?
Well, it depends on when you go. Because you have the grad night in the summer, you have the tourists in the summer, or it's extremely cold. So, but if you're going for like Harry Potter and everything like that, and you're going because you want to go see that stuff, I highly recommend it. The Harry Potter ride is my favorite.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking, Wednesday should all be big ol' Universal Studio Pete's, just because I am among you Potterheads, and I do like Harry Potter. You know what? I feel like Disneyland's the place to be if you're a Star Wars fanatic, but Universal Studios is the place to be if you're a gigantic Potterhead.
Well, isn't it just a matter of like just thrill versus theming when it comes to
Or
Universal and Disneyland?
Maybe it's both.
Because I know Disneyland's has some like more intense rides, but I know Universal's pretty well known for its
Well,
pretty good theming.
I feel like that kind of depends on what you want to consider, like the more extreme side of the thrill rides,
Mm-hmm.
because like, or even just like what kind of things, if you were to sit on a ride, what
Mhm.
kind of things would make you sick on that ride? Like what's that level before you get sick? So in Universal, almost all of the rides are 3D rides. So you've got the 3D glasses. So if you can't handle something like that, then that's going to be more on the extreme side for you.
Yeah. I didn't consider that part.
Okay, that's probably something that, because that'd probably make me a lot sicker than a lot of the rides at Disneyland, because let me tell you something about 3D. I don't like it. I really don't like 3D, I'm sorry. I hate going to watch movies in 3D. I'm sorry, but that's just the way I am.
I guess it makes sense because it can hurt your eyes pretty easily.
Yeah, it kind of can hurt my
Like
eyes.
I know on space. I mean, it's not really 3D, but I remember when I went on Space Mountain for the first time and like on a 6th grade field trip, whatchamacallit, just like I think it was like my last ride before I ended up going back home or something. I remember like the first time I ended up going on it, I was like literally just getting tossed around. Don't get me wrong, it's a fun ride, but I was getting like tossed around in what felt like just like complete oblivion, with all I see is just literally darkness and yellow stars just like shining all over the place, and like all I could think about is how much my fucking head hurts after I got off the ride. I was like, that was a fun ride, but goddamn it, unless I have a goddamn bowl of aspirin, I am not going on that thing again.
Space Mountain?
Yeah, Space Mountain.
Oh, funny, because that's actually like one of my favorite Disneyland rides, to be completely honest.
No, it's definitely one of mine too. It's just that it's so headache inducing.
I actually don't remember it being that headache-inducing last time I went on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the time that you go, because I know there's some people that apparently like were able to go on it when the lights are like off or are actually on, I should say.
Would you rather go on it if the lights are on?
I think it's still better when it's off because actually like because of the theming.
Mm-hmm. I like it better. Like personally, I like it better when it is. I think I like the Hyperspace Mountain upgrade better than it was before, because I remember I saw them both. Like I saw when it was before they made the Star Wars update, and then I saw the one that it made after the Star Wars update. I gotta tell you, the Star Wars update is so much better than it was before, because before it was just so boring. It was just like a coaster in the dark.
When did they make this update? I actually don't remember.
2015.
So that's why. Okay, that makes sense. Because I remember when I went on in 6th grade, that was before it. Yeah, and I remember last time I went on my grad night, it seemed different because I remember seeing a bunch of Star Wars stuff. So that explains the plot hole in my head. Yeah, I'm very curious actually. Speaking of, do you know if there's like any differences between the Disney World and the Disneyland Space Mountain?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yes, there are. The one in the one here in California should be that one's single row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The one in Disney World is double, so you ride with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think that they've switched theirs to hyperspace. Yeah, so theirs is still Space Mountain. So ours is now hyperspace, which includes the Star Wars stuff, so you're in a battle in the middle of space. And then for this, actually, I think ours is the double.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. Yeah, okay, so ours is the double, theirs is the single. That I'm like, I know one of them is. But so the other one, you have a different ride soundtrack, and then it's set up a little bit differently because I want to say it's bigger than the one we have here, but they have a lot more room to work with it, so.
Yeah. Those Florida people, how dare they?
Yeah, how dare they steal our thunder?
How dare they steal the space that we'll never have?
I
No,
know.
but
Okay,
I will say though is like even though we have in my opinion, at least from what I hear, even though we might have better theming, I will say I've noticed that they have a lot more roller coasters that I can't even dream of us ever having. Like I know they have this one roller coaster that's called the Rock and Roller Coaster over there. I'm not sure exactly what which park it is in.
It's
But
in
it's
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios. Yes, but from what I've seen, it's similar to like I guess, Space Mountain, you basically just get shot into the fucking sky and you're just going all over the place. But from what I've seen, it puts California, it really gives California screening a run for its money. Like, you're actually like looping all over the place. You're listening to, like, I think Aerosmith or what I don't remember the band, but like,
Yes. So you're basically you are on a ultra stretch limo trying to get to, I want to say, either the concert or the recording studio. It's one of the, I believe you're trying to get to the concert. And so you're in an ultra stretch limo and you are flying down the freeways in Hollywood. And so you've got the corkscrew spins, you've got a whole bunch of upside downs. I can't remember if you go backwards or not, but it is, and it's all in the dark with black light.
And
scary.
Isn't the coaster kind of themed like some old school like car or something? I don't remember what kind of car it is.
It looks like a 50s. Let me see here. It's the cartoony, like,
Convertible.
Yeah, do you think you could move your fan
50s
back if
Cadillac.
you don't mind, please?
Sorry.
50s Cadillac is
50s
what
Cadillac.
that's the closest thing I can think of.
Huh. Okay. I think I kind of get the picture.
So is
Yeah.
it like, sorry, is it like similar to the Great Gatsby in a sort of sense? Because like when you said like a stretch limo, I don't know why, but the first thing that came to mind was the Great Gatsby.
No, no, that's the same picture I get. No, I think that's correct. Of course, it's not golden, or yellow,
No,
but it's silver. Yeah, that's a pretty accurate one, Jonah. But I will say is, like, I've noticed that, like, based on what I've seen from like Disney World's rides, they have some like even though I wouldn't say their theming is as good, they have some fucking pretty giant rides that I could almost compete with like some like amusement parks that actually have like decently sized roller coasters. Like I said, Disneyland has some amazingly themed roller coasters that I wouldn't trade for the world, but like in terms of them being able to compete with like amusement parks with like mid-sized roller coasters, they got nothing on Disney World. And of course they what else? What was that other coaster I was thinking of? Oh, not to mention another one that looked cool is a Test Track in Epcot in Disney World, where it's pretty much you're like in a car. You're kind of going through, I think, what's it called? You're like going through like a car station, or a repair shop or something, and then you like just bust out of like the exit, and then you're like turning like almost on like this like curved road, like you're picking up a lot of G-force, and you're like going up to like I think like 60 miles an hour or something, which doesn't
Yeah, so Test Track is, well, you're not breaking out of a garage. You are actually, hypothetically speaking, you're going through the testing stages of how they test cars. But you do hit, I want to say it's 65 miles an hour. That's what Radiator Springs Racers is based off of, because they brought that over here.
Oh yeah, you're right. I actually didn't realize that one. I was like, there's a similarity between Radiator Springs, but I never put two and two together. That is true.
And I do remember Radiator Springs Racers was the first one. I think, wasn't that the last one that we rode before we had to go?
I think so. Yes.
That's always the best at night.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's a lot more intense when it's at night. Yeah, but I will say, like, looking at Test Track, as awesome as Radiator Springs is, I feel like Test Track in terms of thrill makes Radiator Springs look so mellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really does.
I think I remember Six Flags, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't Six Flags also have like a dueling coaster? Wasn't it called like West Coast Racers? I believe it's still like being put together.
No, yeah, they already put that together. It's there.
I remember it was still being.
Is it really?
Yeah. So when I went, I never actually got to ride it. I got to see it in place. I But at the time when I went there, it was only there for season pass holders, and my friend that I went with didn't have a season pass, and I would have felt like a dick for leaving him alone, so I never actually went on it. But it's not as good as people expected it to be, from what I hear. It isn't a bad roller coaster, but I feel like people set their expectations a little higher than what it actually like came out to be. It's just another coaster with another one just right next to it. It's just nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it doesn't look out of the ordinary, if you want my honest opinion. And I think there was another dueling coaster before the West Coast Racers. Wasn't it like the Batman and Robin ride, if I am not mistaken?
Not that I know. I mean, the next closest thing that's dueling is Twisted Colossus. But no, not Batman and Robin.
But Twisted Colossus was I mean, it wasn't intended to be like a dueling coaster, but it just sort of happens, like with both sides of the drops, being like on the exact same side as each other.
Oh, you know what? Yes. So yes, it was actually intended to be a dueling coaster. Yes. So usually what's supposed to happen is almost every ride you're supposed to, when you're going up like, one side, you're going up the drop like really slowly, and you have like the other color, like the green or the blue track right next to you.
Yep.
Usually, if operations, were like, mostly like accurate, you're actually supposed to have another coaster going up with you at the same time that's competing against you. So you guys both drop at the same time. And ironically, I don't know how it works, but it does make the ride like 20 times better when you're dealing with a coaster.
Yeah, it really does.
But like out of like, I'd say like the 10 times that I've ridden that roller coaster, I probably only dueled like twice.
Yeah, no, it seems like it's pretty difficult to like get a like a legit duel going on.
Because what happens is that the ride operators, they know exactly like when the second train's coming or like when it's going up the lift. So it's just like, hey guys, if you want to duel, then get on the coaster in like the next like 30 seconds. And, everybody takes their sweet ass time sometimes. And we end up spending like 2 or 3 minutes instead of actually getting on time. I don't know what everybody's doing, but I feel like a lot of the people just kind of like spend a lot more time just trying to do whatever they're doing, and we end up never actually dueling.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Also, I am watching a video right now of the West Coast Racers, and to be completely honest, it doesn't look that good. Like, sitting in there waiting for the white car to get in, like, come on, really?
I think my guess is that Six Flags, technically, the Magic Mountain is known for having has the world's most coasters, and I think they just wanted to keep that record up. I don't think that there was. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I think that they didn't really have anything crazy planned. They just did it to keep their numbers up, so they just wanted to find something that looked innovative but wasn't exactly like super expensive.
I guess
that's just my theory. I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense to a certain degree. It just looks a little bit underwhelming. I kind of expected a little bit more from it, but, I guess everybody does.
They are adding a new coaster, I think. Or there's rumors about them adding another coaster because they got rid of Green Lantern. I think it's called Jersey Devil, if I remember correctly.
For real?
Where, like, instead of it actually being a track, it's like a rail that the coaster is, like, connected to. Yeah.
A rail that the coaster is connected to.
I don't know. You have to. Okay, so if you want to know what I'm talking about, I guess you just have to look up Railblazer at California's Great America. That's basically the same kind of stuff that they're using. Same mechanics.
I'll take a look at it. Oh yeah, that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
It's a rail coaster. Yeah, I can kind of see it.
It's a cool concept, though.
Yeah, it kind of is. What was the name of the wooden roller coaster? Like, I know that there was a wooden roller coaster on, well, there was the Ghost Rider, obviously, at Knott's, but then there was the one at Six Flags. What was that called again?
Apocalypse.
Okay. Kirsten, have you ridden Apocalypse before?
No, any time that I went, it was always shut down.
Oh, yeah, they had that thing shut down for a while.
Let me tell you.
Because
Sorry, go on.
We had tried, when all 4 of us went with other Jonah, we had all tried to ride it, and it still wasn't open.
You know, that really is too bad because we actually like had like, and every other roller coaster there was open, and it's, you know, it's really rare to actually like have like, you know, it's kind of uncommon to have like X2 open, let alone have Superman open. I rarely ever see that coaster open when I go there. So it's like all the lines were put together, and then you have King Apocalypse, which has been like closed for God knows how many years.
Yeah, no, it was surprisingly enough. It was open last time we went, which was on Halloween, almost a year ago to this day.
Mm-hmm.
I remember. I think we also waited an absurd amount of time for Ghost Rider. That one time we went to Knott's, which we went twice.
Ghost Rider's still the best wooden coaster in my opinion. I love
Yeah.
wooden coasters.
Wooden coasters are good. But let's be real. The real rip moment is that my $5 is probably still sitting in that vending machine.
I still can't get over that. You know, it's. Oh, I forgot you did that for one of your Mazy times.
Mhm.
Where you like. I still remember, from my perspective. I just remember, me, Kristen, and the other Jonah were basically just kind of like, we were really tired because we already went on a bunch of rides. We were just laying there, just trying to catch up on hydration and energy and whatnot. And we were like wondering, we were like about to be like, okay, we'll start getting on rides soon, but we like were wondering where the hell like Jonah is. And I'm just like, I try to walk around, see if I can find him, and then I just see Jonah just like sitting down, just like right next to the Dasani water machine. And I just see him on the phone. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And Jonah's like, I'm contacting Dasani. I'm like, damn, rest in peace, that $5.
I know, dude.
And-
Remember
and
that? Sorry, go on.
Moral of the story is to never trust Six Flags vending machines ever again.
No. Dude, remember that one episode of SpongeBob where Patrick he put the dollar bill in the vending machine, then it came back out, and then he pushed it back in, and then it came
Yep.
out, and then he used
Yep.
two hands and pushed it back in. That was
I know
me.
exactly the scene. I remember that scene too. Was that what you did?
Sorta, yeah, but it never came out.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
He pushes it back in, and then it comes back out, and he uses two hands. And I think they even used that clip in the beginning.
Yeah. No. I will admit though, I'm starting to, as much as those god darn vending machines are stealing your money, Jonah, I gotta say, I'm actually starting to get really sick of being stuck in this house, because I know the second that Six Flags opens, I'm gonna book my reservation and I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
That or
no.
not, I'm sick of it. I don't like being stuck in the house. I want to just puke already.
Dude, now that we're on the topic of Knott's, what's y'all's favorite rides at Knott's?
Ghost Rider by far.
Oh, I haven't been in so long.
Really?
Yeah, I only got to go probably a total of 2 times.
Rip.
Wow. Do you
What
remember
is
any
more-
other? Wait, so go on, Miles.
Oh, I was just gonna say, well, it is more expensive than Six Flags, ironically.
Yeah. To be honest, okay, so I remember I didn't get to do Accelerator. I did Hang Time, that was right after it came out. That one was okay. I don't think we did Ghost Rider.
Uh-huh.
Let's see here. Honestly, as small of a ride as it is, Pony Express was actually a lot of fun.
Oh yes, yeah.
Which one was that?
Oh, I don't think you went on it, Jonah.
It's one where it looks like you're riding a horse,
Okay.
and
I
that's your ride vehicle.
wanna ask you, Kristen, when you first got on that ride for the first time and they strapped you in, did you almost like have this thought popping through your head, just thinking to yourself, am I gonna fall off this ride because this doesn't feel sturdy at all?
Yes. Yes.
When I put when I got on that ride myself, like I remember they just like put on like a couple of straps. I don't remember where it was. I think they put something like on my legs or my back, and I'm like, okay, and what else do we? This is it? This is all you're putting on me, and I'm gonna go God, how many fucking miles per hour, and you're gonna fucking fling me around on this fucking rail, make me turn like 180 degrees at this fucking speed, and you expect me not to fall off with this fucking gear? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's definitely it's an interesting one to ride.
but it does give you a nice adrenaline rush. I will admit that.
That's true.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think I like that. I will say that's definitely one of the top 5 rides there.
What, Pony Express?
Yeah, now that I think of it.
And that's one of the top 5 rides, even though I have absolutely no recollection of that ride. Like, absolutely no recollection whatsoever.
Yeah.
Uh, though, let's be real. Nothing beats the Coast Rider.
Coast Rider. Oh my god, yes, the spinny one.
No, not the spinny one.
Oh, Coast Rider, that small one.
The one that was modeled after the Legoland ride.
Yeah.
The mousetrap ride?
Yes, the mousetrap ride. I still remember whatchamacallit. When I went on that mousetrap ride, there was like this 5-year-old kid. I went with me and my other friend Noah once, I think last year, and me and him were in the front. We had like this 5-year-old kid sitting alone, like in the back behind us, and he's like really fucking scared. I'm like, "You got this, man," or something like that. And then once we go down like the first drop, he like gets all hyped. He's like, "Yeah!" And he like starts screaming as loud as possible, and he's just like, "I'm gonna punch you in the arm!" And he like starts like punching me on the shoulder. I'm like, "What the fuck is this kid doing?"
Dude, he likes you, dude.
Dude, I swear, I've noticed that like Knott's has like the most fucking crazy ass people that come in.
Dude, honestly, I think that was just his way of saying thank you for like and giving me the courage to go through this scary, scary ride, dude. But not like the Coast Rider. Let's be real, that was like a baby ride compared to everything else there. That was like a baby ride. I mean, Accelerator. That one was probably good. The Accelerator, I wish was longer.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay, well, I will admit, what's really interesting though is that there's actually I think in New Jersey, there's a Six Flags over that basically has a ride just like the Accelerator, except let's see, it's twice as tall, but it doesn't have like any turns. You just go up and you go down, and that's it.
I remember
It's
you
called the
showed me
King
a
of the
video
Cop.
of it as well.
Yeah.
Are
So
you talking about Intimidator?
Intimidator, no, that's Intimidator. That's another one. I think that's at Carowinds or something. It's at some other
There,
park in like the south.
yeah, so it's
King's Dominion.
Intimidator. Yeah, it's in Virginia. I was too short to ride it when I went to King's Dominion, so I
Oh,
didn't get to. But
I forgot you lived right next to it, didn't you?
I was let's see, I was probably about an hour and a half away.
Oh my god. I swear, even though we may have Disneyland and Six Flags, you guys on the East Coast, you guys actually had some pretty good theme parks. You lived close to like some of the best rides in existence. Not to mention, you did have Disney World if you were willing to drive down to Florida.
That's
So,
true.
so I know. Okay, I know. I don't remember what park it was. I know you told me you went on like Griffon. I forgot what park that's at.
That,
Busch Gardens.
that yeah, that's Busch Gardens.
Huh.
And that one is, dude, that one's freaky. It's freaky in turn, like if you don't like falling, it's not not a good ride. Just because that first drop, I mean, all of the first drops are all going to be free falls, but it hangs you there and then it drops you.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. I was curious, and like when I saw the video when I got home, like I looked up Griffin. I'm like, oh, now that makes sense why people are terrified of this ride because you're like literally looking down at your demise
So
for
it's
God knows how
similar
long.
to Hang Time, almost.
Pretty much, except I think it's like what you go down a hole or something.
Wow.
So you go straight down and then you go
Mm.
underneath a bridge, and when you come back
Oh
up, you're upside down.
God, okay,
Wow.
that is pretty terrifying.
I could just imagine like going under a bridge. Like I could just imagine going like into a hole and coming out from under a bridge, just being upside down. Um, does the upward movement start before like you see the tunnel, and then does it just like go back over the bridge? Like, how do I put it? Does the upward movement start when you're still under it?
Uh, yeah, it's kind of like the middle of the U of that like drop and then come back up is right underneath the bridge. And then when you come
Oh
back up,
boy.
you're coming up and over the bridge that you just went under.
And then do you go back under it again, or do you stay up top?
Uh, no, you stay above the bridge. I think at the very end you go through like a little water section, but you don't get wet. It's just
Hmm.
like a effect. Um, but it's just that first drop where you go under the bridge.
Okay, that's good because
Huh.
I hate water rides.
Yeah.
It kind of makes
So
me think. Wait, sorry, go
yeah.
on.
No. You're good. Go ahead. Sorry,
Yeah, I
my
was gonna
bad.
say, it kind of reminds me like when you said going under a bridge, then coming back up and appearing upside down. The first ride that came to mind was Full Throttle from Six Flags.
Oh my god. I forgot. Did you go on that when we went, Kristen?
Um, Honestly, I don't remember. Uh, which
It's
one was
uh
that?
it's the one with like the really big loop, the big white one that like you just shoot out of the station, like go from basically like the same launch as Accelerator had. You go from 0 to like I think like 80 miles in like seconds. Or you
No,
like
I didn't. We
wow.
didn't. We didn't ride that one. I don't know if it was closed or maybe we just didn't have time, but we didn't get to ride that one.
I think the lines were just long. Even though we got flash passes, I think the lines were just long. Either that or we didn't have time.
I'm really glad you guys didn't listen to me. Sorry about the fan, by the way.
Oh, that's
I'm
good.
really glad you guys didn't listen to me with the whole like upgraded Flash Pass thing, because like we would have wasted our money with that, considering how much
Yeah.
rides we actually got out of what we already had. All the good rides were open that day, and we got to ride just about every single good ride there.
What was the updated flash pass thing? Like, I know we got the default one, but like, what was the like updated flash pass thing?
I think the original one is like $45 per person if I remember correctly. $75 for the updated one. I think it's like let's see. I can't remember. Do you remember how it worked, Kristen? Or like how the flash passes work?
All I know is it was like a smartwatch, and you guys traded it off, and then it gave us a list of which rides had the flash pass, and then we could like click on it and see the times I think that we could go.
Yeah. Huh.
Interesting. I remember the watch, but I don't remember it working like that. It's a weird thing. I do remember the watch. We continued to trade it off. We continued to make reservations. I remember we made reservations for wasn't X2 the first thing we went on?
Oh yeah, because it had like absolutely no wait time. It was remember when it said like we got our flash pass, it said like so what's weird is I think the flash pass I now remember it basically matches whatever like it says the wait time is on the actual ride, it will match that. So like we go in what was like an hour past opening, we get our flash pass, it says no wait time, so we board X2, and when we get there we like literally walk past like in at least like what a 30 minutes to an hour's worth of line apparently of a ride that says no wait time. I was like, damn, I mean it was worth it. But geez, like it said that there's no wait time, yet you see like an hour's worth of line full of all these poor people having to wait, and that's like one of the longest lines in I think the in Six Flags too.
Yeah, I know. It's the most. Seems like a lot of people love that ride, which is funny because I honestly don't really care for it to be completely honest. I hate that you have to pay for a locker. That's honestly, I hate that that's the only ride you have to pay for a locker.
Yeah, I never understood the pain for the lockers. Like we already paid for park admission. That I feel like they should
Yeah,
include lockers because even Universal does I think it's like free for like 1 or 2 hours, and then once those 2 hours are up, you will have to pay for it to unlock your locker, but you can't bring your stuff on more than half of their rides. So they provide you with a locker, but I feel like they should do that at other places like Disneyland.
That would make sense if they went
yeah.
into Disneyland, to be completely honest, with how busy it probably is compared to like Knott's and Six Flags.
But it's like if you're gonna do that on if you're gonna do that at one ride with the lockers, you should at least do it on all or not do it at all, or at the very least provide an option.
Mm-hmm.
Because if somebody doesn't want to pay, you could always just have like those bins like all at all the other stations, and it's the people's own liabilities if they lose their items
I
at
know.
that point. I don't know. That's just me. I just find it weird how like depending at the station, like they always have different setups. They should have it like the same for everything.
Yeah, to be completely honest, you're kind of right about that. It's it's really stupid that you have to pay an additional $1 for lockers, especially if you don't have to do it on any other ride.
Because like let's be real, Six Flags has some amazing rides, but I think in terms of like the service and like how it's all played out outside of the rides, it's nothing to really be like.
Nothing to jump home about.
No, and like their food was like nothing better than like like Mas o Menos.
This is mediocre. Yeah, you're right.
And like I think the only thing that's good is like the funnel cake.
Funnel cake was good. Remember how when we got it the last time we went, how big of a mess we made? With the
Yeah, on the bench.
spilling out all over the place. Yeah, and the wind. The wind didn't help at all.
No, not at all. I hated that.
What else is there as far as amusement parks go? 'Cause I feel like we covered Knott's, Six Flags, a lot of Disneyland. There's some other stuff Disneyland. We got that. What else is there? Trying to think.
If you think about it, now there's not a lot of theme parks on the West Coast. I mean, you have basically that. You have like one more Six Flags up in Northern California, but then all the good stuff's on the East Coast. Like, what were you centered around, Kristen? Like, I know you're around King's Dominion and Busch Gardens, but
Yeah, so Busch Gardens was the closest thing to me. We didn't have much else in Virginia besides King's Dominion and Busch Gardens. But they were all within a day's drive. You could go out for a day trip for something like that. And then you had like, let's see here.
You know what kind of surprises me is that there aren't a lot of theme parks in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, no, you just have like your small group of like, you have the maybe like two large theme parks like Knott's and Six Flags. You have like a couple of theme parks, and that's about it. East Coast, they have like basically it's the theme park capital. Ohio has the best, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, Ohio is definitely the top for theme parks.
Like that's definitely one thing on my bucket list. Definitely Cedar Point because they put Magic Mountain's list to shame in terms of coasters and theming too, because it's owned by Cedar Fair, not Six Flags.
How many coasters does it have in Ohio? Do you know?
Like 17, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you really think because our location, the one that we went to, that one has 19, if I remember correctly.
You are correct.
I
think well they might have changed because of they demolished Green Lantern.
Well, no, technically it'd still be 19 because if they demolished Green Lantern, then it'd still be 19 because of West Coast Racers. And then it'll be 20 when they build the new one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Shit. Yeah, you're right.
So technically, it would either be 20 or 19.
No, yeah, you're right. I think
almost
it's
said
19
21,
right now.
but yeah, it
21.
probably would be 19 by now. In case of anything.
No, but one place I know that would be the capital, like the best place for theme parks, is I think like I was just saying Ohio, because one, of course, you have Cedar Point, you have the world's second tallest roller coaster there. I mean, you have like a couple other coasters. One that's the same size as Goliath, another 300-footer, which is considered a giga. There's a bunch of other roller coasters. There's one that's similar to Twisted Colossus. Forgot what it's called. And then, not to mention, there's another coaster capital place called, I forgot what it's called, Kings Island. That's like 2 hours away, It has like something around like 10 to 15 wooden, like 10 to 15 coasters. A lot of them are wooden mostly. But I think they're like building this new coaster called Orion, which is 300 feet. No, but they have a shit ton of roller coasters. Do you think California has it decent? Like, Ohio is the place to go if you want to go to roller coaster capital.
Dude, I'm looking at a picture of Steel Vengeance right now. I want to ride
Steel
Steel
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Yes, Steel Vengeance is basically a Twisted Colossus on steroids.
Dude.
So Miles, the one that you're talking about, the tallest one is Top Thrill Dragster. It's 420 feet in height.
Yeah, that
And
is some.
you reach 120 miles an hour.
Jesus
And
Christ.
that one's in Ohio, too.
Yeah, put Superman to shame. See, I'm definitely gonna ride that because like it's not like you just go up and down like in Superman. You actually like you actually get to like go around.
Yeah, no. Dude, imagine there being like a roller coaster. I could just imagine like a roller coaster that goes like around the entirety of the park. That would actually be kind of dope, if you want my honest opinion.
Yeah, that would be a cool concept.
I know that there's like, wasn't there like a ride in, I don't remember if it was Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm or both. There's like a train ride that went around the entire park or something. I remember there was the Sky Tower that took you up to see like the entire height from the sky down.
So there is a train in Disneyland. It's a Disneyland Railroad.
Oh
That
yeah.
goes all the way around the park. It doesn't go around Galaxy's Edge, but that's because Galaxy's Edge is technically built on the outside of the original park territory. And then I think with Knott's Berry Farm, I think it's the same kind of thing, except you're not. So with the Disneyland Railroad, you are raised above the ground level of Disneyland, and in Knott's Berry Farm, you're on the same level.
Huh. Interesting.
Because I remember, I think I went on the one at Knott's Berry Farm in my 8th grade promotion trip just once. And I do remember it being on the same level as the ground in Knott's Berry Farm.
Did you have the people come on the train and act like bank robbers?
No.
Oh, I think I've seen that when I were walking by.
The people pretending to be bank robbers?
Or no, well, I know they did something like that. I know that there's like a lot of theming when it comes to, like, I know there's like a certain part of Knott's where they like have like it's kind of like old fashioned. I know they have like a lot of people role play on the trains too. I think I saw some bank robbers or something along those lines.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool from what I heard. I've never done it myself, but
Granted, it's been a while since I've been on that train, so I don't really remember it. I don't really have a lot of fond memories of the train, if you want my opinion. The only thing that I really remember about Knott's Berry Farm were all of the cool rides, obviously. I remember the Sky Tower. That was pretty dope. But I don't think it'd be dope for anybody who's scared of heights.
yeah. Well, thankfully, it's like you're behind a bunch of glass windows, so it's not like as scary, but it's still discomforting. I can understand.
Yeah, a little bit. But I'm looking at Ohio roller coasters. The Steel Vengeance, Twisted Colossus on steroids. You said, Top Thrill Dragster. What about Millennium Force? This one looks like it would be Goliath on steroids.
Yeah, it pretty much is. It's called a Giga. 300 feet, 300 something feet. I haven't heard. I mean, besides its height, I haven't heard anything like too crazy about it. But it's definitely something to look forward to if you go to Cedar Point. But what I hear the most is like the best coaster there is Steel Vengeance for sure. Maverick is apparently really good too. It's a smaller roller coaster where you're just like flinging left to right at like a really fast speed.
Maverick. Okay. Okay. Yeah. This looks like it'd be similar to Accelerator. To be like, I saw the track. Like, I see the red track, and I immediately think, okay, this is similar to Accelerator, except it looks like it's got more seats than Accelerator so far. Because didn't the Accelerator have? I think it only had like one car, even though we could fit 2 cars on, but they decided not to because reasons that escape me. But yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I don't know, and I already see a twist in the track. So there is that thing. I'm gonna take a look at a few more of the pictures. Wait, go on.
I was gonna say if there's any roller coaster that's like accelerated, it's definitely Top Thrill Dragster. It's just like it's like if Superman and I guess Accelerator had a baby, you'd get Top Thrill Dragster.
Mm-hmm. Woodstock Express. Is that one any good?
I haven't actually heard of that one. Is that? I think that's a kid ride, isn't it?
Let me look it up. All right, let me look up some images. Woodstock Express. I mean, it probably is. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it's a kid's ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I googled Ohio roller coasters. I just see a bunch of pictures over here. The Little Dipper, the Big Dipper, double loop. Wait, what were you
It
saying?
looks like they have a big or a new one called, I'm gonna butcher this name, but Valravn.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Is it that dive one? That.
Yeah, so that's the same concept as Griffon.
Ooh.
So that first drop is the same.
So hype. It's 223 feet too.
Yeah.
That's massive. How tall is a Griffin? Do you know?
I want to say.
Griffin. Let me look that up. Is
It
it Griffin with an
is.
O or an A? Oh, Griffin Coaster. Duh, here it is on the search results.
It is 205 feet.
Jeez, that's still gigantic.
205. Wait, isn't Goliath higher?
Yeah, Goliath is 235.
I thought it was 255.
No, but it has a variant in Texas that's 255. Or no, 245. No, yeah.
So we were both wrong. 245?
Yeah. Hold on, let me look this one up actually.
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
Goliath.
Wait, hang on a second. 235. No, Miles, you were right the first time.
Yeah.
The only thing that I don't like about Goliath is the excessive G-force that makes you black out on the way over there.
Oh my god, I remember. I swear, every single time I go on Goliath, like I try so hard, but I feel like I cannot fucking not black out.
Yeah, I know. I try.
Batman does that for me.
Oh really?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what it is about Batman, but that one, X2 doesn't even make me feel like I'm gonna black out. Batman makes me want to black out.
Yeah.
I mean, Batman, I can kind of see it because it's one of those sit-down, like one of those hang coasters, similar to what was it, the Silver Bullet from Knott's. That's the ride that I think of whenever I see Batman in the seating. But yeah, I can kind of see why that would make you want to black out because it has all the crazy twists and turns and whatnot. Granted, that's not my favorite ride either.
I don't know why, but for some reason, the other Jonas still thinks that's like the best ride.
Yeah,
like that's like his favorite roller coaster. It isn't a bad one, but there's so many other better roller coasters out there than that one.
Yeah, I know. Let's be real. I think I'd even prefer X2 over Batman if you want my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Though the Riddler was good. I do like that
Oh,
one.
I don't like the Riddler, honestly.
Why not?
Because I don't know why, I always feel sick every single time I get off that ride. It's never comfortable.
I mean,
I was going to say, when people, like, talk about how painful the seats are, especially standing up, they don't joke about that.
Yeah, the taint bar can get a little bit annoying.
Yeah.
As I like to call it. But I think the Riddler is better than Batman. I think it's better than X2. Apocalypse, though. I wish it was still open. Apocalypse. I wish it was open more often, just because.
Apocalypse is definitely one of my favorite rides.
Mm-hmm.
At Six Flags.
Even if it is shorter than
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider. Still pretty good.
Oh yeah.
No doubt about that. But you know what? We all need to save our pennies for an Ohio trip. If we're gonna, I could just imagine being like a Ohio Pete going to Ohio just to ride on the roller coasters. I think that's definitely something that I would want to do someday. I don't know when.
Yeah.
Definitely when COVID's over, but something. It's an idea nonetheless.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The flight would probably be a while though, if
Oh,
that
yeah.
happened. I don't know. We'll see what happens in the future.
It'll definitely be something that's on my bucket list before I turn 30.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got 10 more years before you turn 30.
And Kristen has 9.
Yeah. You guys have any other further thoughts? Any other comments, concerns, any of that sort of thing? Because we've been going at this for an hour and 15, and no one has any other further thoughts. Might be time to close out. I really
I
need
like
to
cookie
pee.
butter.
Oh. Well, make sure to like and subscribe, otherwise a cookie butter rain cloud is going to form over your house. And it's going to flood your house. And you're not going to like it. Because there's just going to be cookie butter pouring in from every single angle. Alright.
Rain the cookie butter.
Well, with that being said, thank you to everybody who watched and listened. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the follow button, hit the rate 5 stars button, whichever site you're listening on. Please just do something with it because it helps me and it supports me. And it's good. I do definitely like that support. Link to Kristen's Wattpad on both sites, so if you want to check out her novels, because I actually read them, and they're really good, honestly, I'm not going to lie. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Stay safe, don't die, and I'll catch you guys next time.